Come pulling through. They're going to be busy for the next several hours, or hours, when I say several minutes. Again, 3:10, according to the reports, is when it is potentially going to make landfall on whatever it may be. And again, important that we keep everybody safe right now. Even though the damage is supposed to be localized, we got to get the word out. That's what's most important, preservation of life of anyone who might be in the way.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen, especially when it comes to Mother Nature. So again, better to be prepared. The earthquake itself happened at 10:44 a.m. Pacific time. So here on the East Coast, it would have been 1:44 p.m. And again, so that's a little bit over an hour ago. So the tsunami, Bob, as you were saying, this is all happening very quickly.
That's how it happens when natural disasters occur. That's why we got to bust in with coverage like this. But, you know, the good thing, I think, Katrina, is the words localized damage only. I know any damage
we
is
hope
terrible.
that's correct.
All right, this is Pastor Dave Zacher. The tsunami, I guess, is supposed to hit land,
bring in our guest right now,
make
Mike.
landfall at 3,
Mike, your last name?
Our
I believe 3:10 Eastern Standard Time.
Mike, bring us
Let's
up to
listen
speed.
for some more
Hi guys,
updates.
we are still gathering details on this. This was a earthquake that happened in what we call the Triple Junction area. This is north of San Francisco. What we're watching right now in real time is actually what we call aftershocks from the primary earthquake, which right now is registered at a 7.3 magnitude. Now 7.3, that's significant in nature because it's been a really long time, and I'll have to go through the record books to see. Last time we had a 7.3 up in this area. The fault line, keep in mind, San Andreas fault line running up here, and this would move into the Pacific plate up into this region. So we really have 3 fault zones that kind of intersect at one point, which we call the Triple Junction. This is what will be interesting over the next several hours. Do we get an aftershock that's even bigger than the initial, which is now at a 7.3 magnitude? That's what we'll be watching. But we're hearing right now that a lot of harbor masters are saying to bring the boats out to sea because we are expecting a tidal surge into, say, Half Moon Bay or into the San Francisco Bay area. That's why we have these tsunami warnings going on right now. So that's what we're seeing, a lot of activity at the present moment, which is happening right over the Oregon, Northern California border. That's where last hour we saw
for everybody
6.0
involved.
magnitude aftershock. So here's the tsunami warning again. It's up and down the Oregon coastline, down into Northern California, a place like Eureka right now under a tsunami warning. We have the warning sirens going right now in Northern California, even into San Francisco. Here's San Francisco Bay down towards Half Moon Bay. This push of water would come right in here, and probably the next hour, say hour and a half, as long as maybe 2 hours. So it's 1 to 2 hours right now that we'll see if the water start to rise and how high they're going to rise over the next hour or two. So really significant earthquake, especially where it's located. Typically we see the earthquakes a little bit more inland as you get around the Sacramento area, or if you get down towards the California desert. This one is at the prime location where it is offshore, where it does, incite that anxiety level of, are we going to get a tsunami? And that's the concern as we have this again right over the open waters. Depth is also
that
really
6.0, not to interrupt the broadcaster, is aftershock. It's initially 7.3.
Rise we'll see over the next couple of hours, guys.
Yeah, Mike, let me ask you, with the water coming in, I can only, equate this to what I've seen in other footage. It goes out to the ocean. It kind of gets sucked out in a tsunami before it comes back in. Is that something, this kind of phenomenon, is that what we might see right now happening in an hour or two, or 3:10?
Good question. I mean, what are you the telltale signs, right, is typical, and I'm sorry, my IFB's kind of in and out here. So I think I heard about, how this is going to look from, a layman. In essence, you will see that situation, but it will happen in a slow, gradual effect. What's happening right now, and you actually have officials going down towards the beachfront, trying to pull people off the beach, is that they're looking for that to happen. And it's going to be a gradual, pull out, and then eventually eventually the water will slowly trickle in. That's why we say 1 to 2 hours, because it's not going to be this wall of water that rushes in. It's going to gradually get a little bit, taller, and then eventually taller than that. And then you'll get some waves on top, and then you'll really start to see the effects. And so that's why we're saying 1 to 2 hours, where we'll actually see what this type of tsunami does, and if it comes to fruition. We might see a couple of tidal rises. I've seen, 5 feet. This could go easily up to 20, 25 feet, maybe 30 feet. We just don't know that
30
right now. It's still a little early in this assessment.
30-foot
That's
tsunami.
why it's a tsunami warning, and that's why they're telling people, if you can, pull the boats out now.
Please get out
because
of there.
what's going to happen is that water will rush in. So a lot to dissect. There's a lot of layers to this. I'm going to take a look, and then I'll come on and talk a little bit more about it.
Keep
all right, Mike, again, I know you said your IFP was a
channel,
little spotty. If you can still hear me, though,
and I'll try to bring you
for
as much
Bob and I are
breaking
sitting here
news
pouring
as I
through a lot of
can.
reports from local news as well, looking in real time. And we know that over 5 million people are under this warning. However, maybe
Pray
about
for the people of
45 minutes
California.
ago,